Yo, what's going on, guys? It is non-reality, and in today's video I'm making a guide on Padix Island. Now Padix Island is one of the 5 grind spots for the rich merchant ring, and it actually isn't too bad silver. I've been here for a bit and I've actually been pretty surprised with how much silver I've been getting, and it's also a Agris fever spot, so you can burn your Agris if you're like me and you never actually use your Agris anywhere else. But to get started, how do we get here? So this area right here, Padix Island, is to the northwest of Olvia and like to the northwest of Velia. You go over to this island right here. Now I'd recommend auto pathing to the back of the island, right where my guy is right here. It's just like to the right of this little spot that's sticking out. And once you get here, you will notice that there is a cave right here. There's some ships that you can use for direction, and then there's a cave right here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna come into the cave. Now, there's a few grind spots in here that are actually pretty decent, but I'm going to be showing you 2 grind spots that I was using personally because I thought that they were the best ones to use. So once you come in here, there is actually an entrance that you can end up right here. But we're not going to take that entrance because that is further away from where we need to be for the grind spots. We're going to keep swimming along, and if you do have a fish outfit, it does help. But if not, just keep swimming along. And once we get to the end of this, there will be another sort of like dock area. This one is a bit longer to swim to. If you want to, you can actually go up behind where I showed earlier and then run to the left. That is also possible, but you might get a bit lost. So this way is just a way easier. So now that we have reached this area, this is what it looks like. There's a little mobs on the side here. There's another route, and then there's this right here. We're going to be taking this entrance, and then these mobs won't aggro you, or at least they shouldn't, because they're like the regular pirate mobs. They aren't like the actual Padix mobs. But once we come up here, we're going to go to the left immediately. And once we go to the left, we're going to find the spot where we're going to be parking our horse and whatnot, which is right up here on this little hill thing. Now, this is one of the grind spots, and then there's another one on the other side right here. But basically, you can call your horse up here, and it won't get attacked by anything. You can actually put down your tent. It is very hard to put down, but you can kind of keep wedging it around until you actually get a good spot for it. But it is somewhere around here. You can actually put down your tent, and you can set everything up here. Now, let me show you this grind spot first, and then I will show you this one over here, and then I will explain the mechanics. So the first grind spot is over here. Is basically you're just going to be doing a giant circle around this room like this. And that is basically this grind rotation. Not a huge fan of this one. This is kind of my backup one that I use for if the other spot's taken. And this is where the vase is for the event I will talk about in a second. But let's go back over to the other grind spot that I like a lot better. Now, one thing to mention, if you are a more geared player like me, you are going to be over-rotating this spot, so just take your time and make sure you're killing every mob. If you do that, you won't over-rotate it as hard as you normally would. But yeah, this is the rotation that I like using. So basically, I'll start here, pull these mobs, pull all of these mobs together right here in this middle part, go up here, pull these mobs together, come over here, pull these mobs together, then come down here and pull this pack into this pack over here, and then restart right here. Now, some things to talk about for this grind spot. The first one being you are going to need some items before you actually come to this grind spot, or at least have them in your central market and have a way to made them. So when you're grinding this grind spot, you get a bunch of these these mutant flowers, these things right here, and you need these to make the mutant Loa flower neutralizer, which you need for the event. But to make these, we need highly concentrated herbal juice, firehorn, and trace of despair. Luckily, all of those are on the market and are pretty viable for really cheap. I bought about 1,000 of each, and I've used a pretty decent amount of them. Those are the herbal juices. We have the fire horns down here, even though I'm getting attacked and you can't really see them. I have the fire horns, and then we have the trace of despairs, all super cheap, as you can see, 9,000, 20,000, and 1,000. So yeah, just buy like 1,000 of each of those. And then what you're going to do is you're going to do the rotation normally to start. These mobs are a bit tanky, nothing too crazy, but they won't be one shot. They're similar to like Stars End mobs. And then once you get enough of the mutant flowers, you're actually going to simple alchemy all of those things together like I talked about earlier, and you'll end up getting a mutant Loa flower neutralizer. Basically what this does is every once in a while, I'd say probably around once an hour is average, you'll get an event that pops up on your screen like all the other events, and it'll say something along the lines of the flower addicts are enraged. And what you're going to do is you're going to come over to this vase like This is the same one as I showed earlier in the other spot. And you'll have a prompt that basically says like, give the vase the mutant flower stuff. So basically you're going to come over to the vase and you're going to give it one of these right here. And when you do that, it will start the event. You'll basically just stand still right here, and a ton of mobs will keep spawning over and over and over, and they'll be a lot easier to kill. They'll have way less HP, or you get a AP buff. Either way, they'll be way easier to kill, so you'll basically just stand here and keep spamming abilities until all of the mobs have despawned. Usually it takes around like 1 to 3 minutes to kill all of the mobs that spawn in from the event. Then once you're done with that, you can restart the rotation again. Now, some things to point out for loot and whatnot. The main reason you are here, like I said before, is the rich merchant ring piece, which do drop from these drunken treasure hunters. Those little guys right there that are behind right here. These little guys, those are the ones that drop. And I like this rotation because it actually has a decent amount of them. Almost every pack has a drunk treasure hunter. There's one there, there's one there, one over there. There is one down here. And then there's normally 2 right here, or 1 right here. I can't remember. But I killed it earlier. Oh yeah, there's 1. He's running back over. And then once you come up here, there's 1 here, and then there's 1 here. So there's a bunch of them that you can get. And when you do the event, a ton more spawn, which is a good chance at getting the piece. Now, I will recommend if you come here to go to Arsha. The Arsha isn't that packed. Everyone that I've met here on Arsha is super chill. Like, they don't try to kill you. They just like ask you how long you're going or whatnot. I haven't really had any confrontations here on Arsha, but it does help with the drop rate. Now, other than the merchant ring piece, some of the drops you're going to be getting, you got your treasure, or you got your trash loot, which is the Outlaw's Mark, which are 15,000. You have the mutant flowers, which you're going to be using for the potion thing. You have the ancient spirit dust, which actually drops at a pretty decent rate. We get black spirit's claws, which are actually really nice because I think they're a little bit up in price right now. I grinded this for about 2 days and I got about 500 mil in just the black spirit claws alone. We get a decent amount of catfish, nothing crazy. I think I got around 273 in 2 days, which was about like 10-ish hours of grinding or so, nothing crazy. You get some of these, nothing crazy, probably like 30 to 40 an hour, if that. Then you get the blue coral rings, the red coral rings, and then the ethereal earrings. Now, personally, I actually was getting around 2 ethereal earrings an hour, which is actually pretty decent. Then along with that, you get a ton of these red and blue corals, which you could do whatever you want with them. You can either sell them at base or you can try to tap them up to try. I wouldn't recommend going any higher than try because you'll end up spending more on the actual stack than the cost of the earring. But yeah, maybe tap these to try if you want to, just on like a 30 stack or something. If not, you can sell them at base. They don't sell for too much, but there's still a bit of profit. And then, like I said, you should be getting 1 or 2 of these an hour if you're doing the rotation successfully with a lot of drop rate. And then you can also get all damage reduction and all evasion artifacts. But yeah, I hope this video did help you guys kind of understand how Padix works. I know I didn't give an actual silver per hour at this spot, but that's just because you're not going to be coming here for silver. You're going to be coming here for the rich merchant ring. I will say, just this is a complete average. This could be completely wrong, but from my personal testing, it was around like 700 to 800 mil an hour, but I was getting really lucky on my earring drops. But yeah, hope this video did help you guys. If it did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.